Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Justin. We're back at the movies for another review. This time we're going to be doing the 1995 psychological thriller, Se7en. This stars Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kevin Spacey, John C. McGinley, and R. Lee Ermey. Now, what I really appreciate about Se7en is the simplicity in the plot. It's a movie about, the typical, traditional old cop, young cop dynamic. One has wisdom, one has naivete in a lot of ways. But they're out trying to capture a serial killer whose modus operandi is using the 7 deadly sins for his murder. So, greed, sloth, gluttony, the 7, as I've heard it referred to, the 7 deadly sins. So, it's simple. Sometimes in serial killer movies, a lot of times they're just like, this person really existed, so here's a movie about him. Even movies like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Psycho, were loosely based off of a man named Ed Gein from Minnesota, who was known to have killed at least 2 people, I believe, but he robbed graves and, so it's usually a rehashing of a real story. This was an original attempt at a serial killer movie. And it wasn't a slash movie. It was a thriller. It was psychological. It made you think, and it makes it enjoyable. The simplicity of it. But it's fantastic acting from all parties. And the tease of the serial killer before finally being revealed as Kevin Spacey's character is fantastic. And then the whole finale of the movie, I mean, spoiler alert, he kills Gwyneth Paltrow in an attempt to out of lust or envy, and wants Brad Pitt to kill him out of another deadly sin. That's part of his game. And, the most famous line of the movie is, "What's in the box?" And he opens it to find his dead wife's head in the middle of a field. It's just such an intense scene. And there was different endings for it shot. In one, he kills Kevin Spacey's character. In one, he doesn't. And he just kind of loses it. It's the simplicity in a movie that sometimes makes it work best. You don't overcomplicate things, and it's just, you rely on the atmosphere. And Se7en has atmosphere for days. Dark, eerie, everything's not sunshine and rainbows. You use, it's always seems wet and dark, but that works. And some of the brutality of Kevin Spacey's character, although you don't see it, is intense. There's one particular murder where he ends up keeping a man alive while having him tied to a bed, and bed sores, and it's just intense, and darkness, and it's a powerful movie. That's really what Se7en comes down to. Morgan Freeman is fantastic. Brad Pitt, this is one of those underrated movies for Brad Pitt. I really don't think he gets enough credit where he deserves. He finally won his Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But there were numerous times I felt that in his career, he should have been at least nominated for an Oscar, if not won it. And this is one of those movies where, like, it's totally justifiable. He's one of those guys, like a Leonardo DiCaprio or a George Clooney, that it took him a long time to win an Oscar, that they probably should have had and that's, you know, that's another rant on the Academy of Motion Pictures for another time. However, 1995 Se7en, fantastic addition to the psychological thriller subgenre. 7.8. You know, it's borderline great. It's very, very good. That borders on great. So that's my review. 1995 Se7en, it gets a 7.8. Borderline great movie. That's my review. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, please consider hitting the like. And if you haven't, hit the subscribe buttons. And I'll see you guys next time at the movies. Take care.